In the spring of 1453, the greatest city in the world prepared to die. Constantinople, once the heart of the Roman Empire, now stood as a shining relic, surrounded by towering walls and fading prayers. Inside its churches, the faithful begged for salvation. Outside, the most powerful army the East had ever seen gathered under black banners and crescent moons. Sultan Mehmed II, barely 21, had come to carve his name into history, with gunpowder, steel, and blood. For centuries, the city had stood like a beacon, its golden domes and stone ramparts a symbol of civilization itself. Now it faced its final siege. But behind those walls, not all hearts beat in unison. The Byzantine court was fractured, broken by fear and whispers of betrayal. Among them was Helena Palaiologina, the emperor's niece, a diplomat, a poet, and secretly a spy. Helena had begun corresponding with a mysterious figure from the Ottoman side, Iskandar al-Rumi, an elite commander raised in both Greek and Turkish lands. What started as messages of diplomacy turned into something dangerous. They wrote of peace, and then of dreams, and then of each other. She saw a soldier who wanted more than conquest. He saw a woman willing to risk everything for something greater than either empire. The walls of Constantinople were ancient, but the weapons that faced them were not. Mehmed brought monstrous cannons, built by a Hungarian engineer, capable of smashing through stone once thought invincible. Day and night, the thunder echoed, and each morning, the defenders climbed bloodied ramparts to repel the next wave. Among them stood Giovanni Giustiniani, a famed Genoese mercenary commander hired to lead the defense. His armor gleamed, his tactics were ruthless, and his loyalty was for sale. Beside him fought his second-in-command, Alessandro Vero, a cold-eyed strategist with ambitions of his own. He watched Helena closely, not for protection, but for power. He had once loved her. Now he watched her drift toward Iskandar. And that could not be allowed. The siege raged for weeks. Ottoman ships, once blocked by chains across the harbor, were hauled overland and launched behind enemy lines. An act so bold, it broke the morale of many inside. Yet still the city held. Arrows fell like rain. Flames rose from towers. The cry of Allahu Akbar clashed with the pealing of Orthodox bells. Each night, Helena and Iskandar met in secret, their words exchanged by hidden riders or whispered across the shattered outer walls. Their love grew in the shadows of war, forbidden and fleeting, and above them Alessandro plotted. On May 28th, with rations gone and morale crumbling, Emperor Constantine prepared for the final assault. He walked the streets in disguise that night, blessing his soldiers and weeping with his people. Some say he knew he would die. Others believe he hoped for a miracle. That same night, Helena vanished. Some believed she fled. Others claimed betrayal. In truth, Alessandro had followed her. He had found the meeting place, a ruined chapel near the outer gate, and waited. When Iskandar arrived, Alessandro struck first. Steel met steel. Helena screamed. They fought in silence as the stars burned overhead. Alessandro's blade cut deep, not into Iskandar, but into Helena, shielding the man she now loved. Iskandar roared, disarmed him, and nearly killed him, but couldn't. He fled into the night, carrying Helena's bleeding body in his arms. At dawn, Mehmed launched his final assault. The walls collapsed under cannon fire and sheer numbers. Giustiniani was wounded and abandoned the field, his men fleeing behind him. Emperor Constantine charged into the breach with sword in hand and was never seen again. The city fell. Churches were looted. The great Hagia Sophia turned into a mosque. Blood ran through the streets where prayers had once echoed. Helena died that morning in a hidden room beneath the palace. Iskandar never found her again. Some say he buried her secretly in the Garden of Emperors. Others believe he fled the city forever, broken and dishonored. Alessandro was captured by the Ottomans. Rather than kill him, Mehmed spared his life, impressed by his cunning. But Alessandro lived with a scar on his cheek and a wound in his soul. Sultan Mehmed II rode through the city that day in silence. He ordered his men to stop the destruction. He walked alone through the Hagia Sophia, now echoing with chants in a new tongue. And there, beneath its dome, he whispered a verse from the Quran about the rise and fall of empires. The fall of Constantinople ended the last true chapter of the Roman Empire. It reshaped the world, cutting Europe off from the East, sparking exploration and changing religion, politics, and power forever. But it was also a story of two hearts that met on opposite sides of a war and burned with a love the world was never meant to witness. Knowledge is power. Like if you learned something, subscribe to see new content and share to support the channel.